season of the year. All right, 19 minutes after 7 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in to WOCA The Source. It is September 23rd, 2015, 71 degrees here at the studios of The Source, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get a bite to eat. There's a 60% chance we'll see rain today, high temperatures in the lower 80s, and there you go, not too bad. Looks like that chance of rain is going to stick with us all the rest of this week. In fact, the first day of next week, which is Sunday, according to my calendar.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Good morning, Robin. How you doing?
Good, good, good. How are you?
Good. Today is the first day of autumn.
Yeah.
The season began 3 hours ago or so. Mm-hmm. Autumn began 3 hours ago. Isn't that something? How it doesn't start at midnight. It starts like at a special time.
Yeah.
Now, is autumn the fourth season of the month, or is it the third season of the month? What do you think?
Of the month?
I'm sorry, of the year.
Oh, okay.
No wonder you were confused.
Yeah.
Is it the third season of the year, or is it the fourth season of the year?
I would think it would be the third, because I always think springtime is the
first one.
Fiscal year for Mother Nature. That's
so even though
think.
January is the winter, I'm sorry.
But it's not the beginning of the winter in January.
I know. That's why I'm saying it. Winter starts very close to the end of the year.
Yes.
But most of winter takes place in the first part of the year, January, February, March.
Yeah.
Only like a week of winter in December.
I think that's the end for me. The first season to me is spring. It's the the born of everything.
I think that's the way I feel too. Anyway,
that's what I think.
It's a moot point, isn't it?
My opinion.
7:35 today. Dr. David Koch is coming on. He is the director of clinical chemistry in the Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta. And he's talking about the Institute of Medicine's report on diagnostic errors in healthcare. If they make as many mistakes in healthcare as I'm making simply reading these things, we're in trouble. After that discussion, and that'll end at about 7:45, so for about 12 minutes, there's a couple of things in the news we can talk about. I'll just throw a few. PETA has, I love this story.
Oh, okay, that means it's a good one.
PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, has sued to give a monkey the copyright of a selfie photo. A photographer gave a monkey a camera. And told them, and how somehow got the monkey to take a picture of itself. And so, of course, the photographer says that's the copyright to that photo is mine. But PETA says, no. The copyright belongs to the monkey.
Exactly. Exactly. Whoever takes the photograph, that is who the copyright belongs to.
Really?
Well, that photographer should know that, because every time he takes pictures of people and they want to buy the photos, he says,
you agree with PETA? You agree with PETA?
But not the well, yeah, because that photographer will say that, well, this is his work.
Really?
You hired me to do your wedding, but you can't have the negatives.
So what if you're a photographer and you have a robot? Mm-hmm. And you want the robot to take a picture of the landscape, and you want to get into the picture. Mm-hmm. Does the robot own the copyright?
If the robot does it itself, if you have a remote control device and you set it up and you push the button,
so the robot,
that's yours.
Well, does the owner of the robot therefore have the copyright?
No, because the
robot himself does.
Yeah, the owner doesn't have anything to do with the robot taking.
This is an interesting conversation.
That's what I think. Just my.
But let's say the photographer owns the robot, and the photographer does not have remote control. The robot himself knows to push the button.
It's the copyright belongs to the robot.
To the robot.
Whoever the photographer is, that's the copyright. Whoever pushes that button, to me.
So if I'm working for WOCA,
Yes.
and Joe sends me out to take pictures, and he pays me to do it, so I'm a hired photographer. Who owns the copyright, me or Joe? I do.
You own the copyright, but he paid only for the photos. He didn't pay for the copyright.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, if Joe hires me to write a song and pays me to write that song, who owns the copyright?
Okay, work for hire. That's your department.
And I know the answer.
You know the answer.
Joe,
to that.
when Disney hired the Sherman Brothers to write all those songs for Mary Poppins and everything else they wrote, Disney owned the copyright, not the Sherman Brothers.
Because you're work for hire.
Well, what's the difference between a photographer and a songwriter?
I don't know. Now you're giving me food.
We got stuck on something here.
Now. Yeah. Now you're giving me food for
Well,
thought.
anyway.
Work for hire for photos and work for hire for songs.
Whether we talk about this at 8:48 or not is a mystery, because we've kind of talked about it already.
7:48.
7:45. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
News bites at 8:35. We will not be discussing anything that includes our opinions from 8:35 to 9. We simply read the news. It's a great way to catch up on the news. Dr. Ann Riley at 9:05. She is a medical director at the Cancer Center at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. She is speaking to us about cancer immunotherapy.
Yep.
By the way, the folks who decided to make this this pill $950, they decided to lower the price. I had the story. I don't remember the.
Well, they better put it back to $13.50.
I don't think they went that low.
Oh,
but Dr.
not.
John Anderson is coming on at 9:20. Got a lot of doctors today. He is from the Global Public Health at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. He is speaking with Marilyn Sparling, who's a registered dietitian. They're talking about the Mediterranean way of eating.
Yep.
Evidence for chronic disease prevention and weight management. Find out about that. Dr. Rick Neese, another doctor. Wow. He's an award-winning author and teacher, and he's talking about a book he wrote called Side Yard Superhero.
Yep.
Life Lessons from an Unlikely Teacher. We'll find out about that at 9:35. 10:05, Clay Stafford is coming on. He's an award-winning author also and a screenwriter. He's the founder of Killer Nashville and Killer Nashville magazine. He's written a book called Killer Nashville Noir. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
This is some morning here. And then John Fuller at 10:35. He's from the law firm of Fuller & Fuller here in Ocala. He'll be answering your legal questions. Jamie Cortland, also known as Wesleyan McAllister.
Yep, I think Wesleyan is the real name, and Jamie's the pen name.
So Jamie's coming out to talk to us about her book called What Lies Within. It's a romantic suspense novel. And then Anthony James, to make everything make sense. Anthony is the general manager of Homewood Suites here in Ocala. He is our go-to guy when we have questions about the suggestions for travel, not only where to go, how to get the cheapest airfare, which cruises to take, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
How to get the best deal at a hotel, example. Today is September 23rd. It is National Great American Pot Pie Day.
Oh, I love pot pies.
So go have a pot pie for lunch or dinner. It's also National Checkers and Dogs in Politics Day. On September 23rd, 1952, Vice Presidential candidate Richard Nixon gave a speech that was called the Checkers speech because he talked about his dog named Checkers.
Oh, okay.
So, dogs in politics. The reason I tell you this is because on Fun with Joe, that's the game. The game is called If Dogs Had Been Presidents.
I love that.
If Dogs Had Been Presidents is the name of the game. There we go. And when Galen Unal is on, Yogi Berra passed away yesterday. You probably heard this. We have talked about Yogi Berra before. We have talked about the Yogi-isms, the things he said that made everybody cock their head to one side and say, what did he say?
Yes.
So I have a list of some of those. Plus, I want Galen to talk about Yogi Berra. He's probably able to talk about him more fluently than I am, but still the three of us will talk about him.
Okay.
The one thing I always wonder about is do the kids today, I'm sure the kids today know Yogi Bear. the cartoon.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that Hanna-Barbera, cartoon people, named the bear after the baseball player, correct?
Probably.
Yogi
That's
Bear?
a good
Okay,
guess.
probably,
Yeah.
right. So when they hear on the news today that Yogi Berra died,
they're going to be picnic
I wonder,
baskets all over the place.
I wonder,
Memorial.
picnic baskets, yes.
That's right.
But I mean, I wonder what they think. Are they, because you know this is going to happen. They're going to be listening to their favorite top 40 radio station, and the announcer's going to come. Oh, that's pretty sad. Yogi Berra died, and they're not going to really pronounce it clearly. They're not going to say Yogi Berra.
No.
They're going to say Yogi Berra died, and the kids are going to be in the car and go, "Oh my gosh, Yogi Berra died."
Yeah, exactly.
What's Boo Boo going to do?
Exactly.
I feel so bad.
Yeah.
Mom, can we stop the car? I got to cry. Yogi Berra died.
And wasn't Boo Boo another baseball player's name? Something like that?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't recall.
I don't know.
To ask Galen.
All right. So that and then more. There's so much more to talk about.
Well, my daughter's team beat Galen's team last night, so
Your
she's
daughter's
happy.
team. Oh, by the way, you can
The Rays
sing Happy
Red Sox.
Birthday now.
We can.
Yeah.
Is it public
I
domain?
didn't mean to cut you off right there.
That's okay. Is it public domain now?
According to a judge,
Really?
Judge George King of California said, Warner Chappell, you no longer can collect royalties for Happy Birthday to you.
Wow.
We'll take a break.
Cool.
So your team won. We'll be right back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. Pope Francis visits the White House today.
White House officials say with 15,000 people over on the South Lawn, there's really no way to tell exactly who will be in the crowd, but we should focus on the president's message, which should mirror some areas of agreement with the Holy Father, including combating poverty and fighting climate change.
Fox's Kevin Koch. Hall of Famer Yogi Berra has died. The three-time MVP played in more World Series than any other major leaguer. He was 90. A man in India buried alive.
A pedestrian is drunk. He falls into a pit on a road in central India. Construction crews arrive and without checking, they fill the pit with gravel and asphalt, burying the man. They use a roller to finish the job. Police in the province of Madhya Pradesh say the case came to light when villagers noticed the man's hand paved into the road and officers dug up his body.
Fox Radio's Alistair Wanklin. Fox News. We report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to Facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto. Shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business Network, giving you the power to prosper.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
You're listening to Florida State Football on WOCA, brought to you by the fine sponsorship of Ocala BMW Porsche, Tri-Eagle Sales and Distribution, and the Marion County Seminoles Club. We'd like to thank all our fine sponsors for all their contributions so that we can bring you Florida State Seminoles football. So once again, thanks to Ocala BMW Porsche, Tri-Eagle Sales, and the Marion County Seminole Club.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offered at an include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Wednesday morning. Remember that story yesterday about the increase in price of that one drug?
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what the drug was called. Touring Pharmaceuticals. Now, Daraprim is the name of the drug. So it went from $18 a tablet or something like that to $750 per tablet.
Yeah, it was $13.50.
Yeah, I know. I saw two reports. One said $13.50, one said $18. But then, anyway, so now they say, we won't make it that high.
Yeah.
I guess they had a lot of heat because it was in the news.
Sure.
I don't know. But that's not exactly a mistake. That was just somebody trying to, maybe they didn't think anybody would notice.
Yeah, right.
On the phone is Dr. David D. Koch. He is the Director of Clinical Chemistry, Toxicology, and Point-of-Care Testing at Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta. He's also the President of the American Association of Clinical Chemistry. He wants to talk to us about the Institute of Medicine's report on diagnostic errors in healthcare, like that, like make a pronunciation mistake like that. Good morning, Dr. Koch. How are you?
Good morning, Larry and Robin. Thank you for having me on your program.
Oh, you're welcome. Where are you? Are you in Atlanta right now?
Yes.
When we hear about diagnostic errors, that would be an error that's made before any surgery is ever done. We hear about surgical errors, but this would happen in the diagnostic point, right?
That's correct. And you might be surprised to learn that diagnostic errors are cause of more patient harm than surgical mistakes and even medication overdose.
Oh, really?
That's one of the findings that came out of a study by Johns Hopkins that I think was part of this report that came out yesterday.
And is the harm done because the error isn't discovered until it's too late? In other words, that whatever procedure needs to be done to correct whatever was diagnosed is done even though the problem wasn't correct in the first place?
Yes.
Am I making sense with my question? So can you give us an example of some of the errors that were in the report?
Well, they pointed out that the process of diagnosis depends upon, in many cases, laboratory tests and communication with the laboratory, and communication amongst all healthcare professionals is lacking. And so they pointed out that the physician needs to have more time to delve into these things and communicate with the laboratory. And we, the AACC, my association, totally agrees with that aspect of this report. The laboratory is populated by professionals such as myself who are available to consult with clinicians to make sure that, number one, that the right test has been ordered, and then number two, was the test interpreted properly.
Okay, and when we, as average patients, when we try to figure out what is going on, we're always told to get a second opinion. Does the lab that the second doctor uses, is it the same lab?
That could be. It might be a different laboratory altogether, but there's no harm in asking for a second opinion or even a repeat of the laboratory test. But more than that, I would advocate communication, effective communication between the laboratory and the provider, the clinician, is very effective.
I think that will be an ultra fabulous idea, because when a person goes to the doctor to have tests done, or even to the hospital, the patient's name is put in a computer, and then the nurse prints out all of these sticky labels with the patient's name and other pertinent information to be attached everywhere. How can an error occur when all of that paperwork is so modernized?
Well, that's true, Robin. The identification of the patient is very important, and what you described there is the efforts that are being made to try to avoid any errors in patient identification. But even with what you've described going on, that can still occur, errors in misidentification. But more frequent than that are errors in the wrong test being ordered in the first place, mistakes made in the wrong tube being used for the test, something happening to the sample prior to the analysis, and then post-analytically there's an interpretation issue where the clinician might be confused, and what they need to do as physicians taking care of the patient is communicate with their colleagues in the laboratory, people such as myself, and get assistance whenever they need it.
For me to understand this, I can use what we do in radio, which is nowhere near as important as what you do in medicine. But simply, if somebody gives me, let's say, an order to produce a commercial, and I'm familiar with that person, I might always say, well, before I produce anything, let me ask questions. Meanwhile, somebody else who is always crossing their T's and dotting their I's, I don't really have to worry about asking them, because I've come to understand that they will make sure everything is correct on the paper. Does that same thing happen in the lab, where you work with one doctor's office and you always know, well, this office doesn't communicate as well as the other one? Does that ever happen?
Certainly, there are some physicians and some doctors' offices that communicate pretty effectively, and then there's others that you don't hear from. And those are the ones that you then need to be a little bit more proactive with.
Does that include? I'm sorry. Does that include the pharmacy?
My association. Yes, I would suspect that's true, although that's not my professional field. But the same goes with the pharmacy. You bet.
So when a person, do you think also that it can be because of the long hours in the shift of the person? Because now, like, hospitals are going on, have been on 12-hour shifts, and sometimes people get tired or maybe a little careless when they're not as alert as they are at the beginning of the shift.
Fatigue is always a factor to worry about. I think the healthcare institutions have done a better job with that factor in the last few years, trying to avoid those situations where the provider is working his or her 10th, 11th, 12th straight hour. That used to be more prevalent, but I think it's still a possible issue.
So what comes to mind when I'm looking at this information that was provided so we could sort of talk intelligently to you about this, is it makes me think that we as patients never realize when a doctor says, oh, we got the results back from the lab, we never even think, where is the lab? Who is the lab? Who are the technicians in the lab? And what is your relationship with that lab? So there's a whole portion of this puzzle that we are kind of unfamiliar with, but you are, obviously. So, so what you're saying is that relationship has to be improved between the doctor and the lab.
Yes, that's exactly right, Larry. And even between the patient and the laboratory, there's, I think you're exactly right. Most patients and all of us as patients or loved ones of patients need to realize that the laboratory has people in it, professionals. It's not just a place to get the quantitative data, but actually the information that's provided comes from people, and those people are available to be consulted, and we can give advice and can really assist the process.
And doctors can't be everywhere. That's how come you have a physician assistants, you have nurses, you have technicians. But in the end, the doctor is the one that has to sign off on everything.
That's true. Yep. And you're exactly right. The doctor can't be everywhere, but he or she bears the major responsibility when it comes down to it.
Usually,
the bottom line of this report is that doctors and laboratorians need to communicate better, and we need to improve that communication.
Okay, and I think I'm getting that message. I think the unusual part about this interview is that usually at the end of an interview, I ask for information so the listeners can get more information, which I will ask. But I'm almost thinking that this is a conversation that needs to take place in the professional part of this. I mean, us as patients, we need to ask questions, but I wouldn't even know where to begin when it comes to asking the laboratory for a second opinion.
You're also correct there, Larry. And what AACC has tried to do in the recent past and currently is to develop the laboratorian as a consultant. We're working on that pretty actively. We also have a website called labtestsonline.org where patients and their families can go to get more information. But you're exactly right. The physicians and the laboratory professionals need to communicate more effectively.
Okay, labtestsonline.org. That's where and that's for all over the country?
Yes, it's actually in many countries in the world. It was initiated by AACC, and it's now in about, I think, 10 to 12 countries, as well as it's certainly available in the United States.
Is it in Greek? I mean, can we understand it? I'm just being silly with Greek, but...
No, it's written for the lay public.
Oh, it is? Oh, good, good.
It's intended so that patients and their families can review that information, can learn more about each and every lab test.
Wow, labtestsonline.org. That sounds like the information we want to leave with the listeners. Dr. David Koch, thank you for getting up early to do the radio tour and to be part of our show this morning. And good information. This is something I never would have thought of even asking about.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Larry and Robin. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sunshine with an afternoon thunderstorm in spots, the high 84 to 88. Partly cloudy tonight. There can be a shower or thunderstorm in places along the coast, the low 70 to 74. For tomorrow, more clouds and sun with a couple of showers and thunderstorms in the area, the high 83 to 87. On Friday, times of sun and clouds with a thunderstorm around during the late morning and afternoon hours, the high 84 to 88. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Need a mailbox rental but need more information? Remember Personal Service Center, 789-6683. How does $10 a month sound with just a 3-month commitment? Remember Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Mention WOCA and the setup fee is waived. Personal Service Center will email or text notifications to you when your packages arrive. Even scan mail so you never actually have to pick it up. Now that's service. Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Located on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, Ocala. Look for the yellow signs.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
Do you drink bottled water because you don't like the taste of your tap water or you suspect it's not safe?
Not anymore. I went to SafewayWater.com. Their water doctors make free house calls and they are trained water treatment professionals.
If your water is under the weather or you're dealing with well water problems, call Safeway Water at 855-999-SAFE.
And be sure to drink plenty of water each day to keep the doctor away. Safeway Water.
SafewayWater.com.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
A 10 to 20-minute nap pays off the most. Any longer, and your body falls into deep stages of sleep, making you groggy when you wake up. Take Sam's Club, for example. They're so confident that drones will be the hot holiday gift that they're stocking a dozen different kinds, from basic models to ones that come equipped with high-res cameras or the ability to pick up small objects. Things we watch on TV can absolutely directly impact our mood.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right, 11 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Wednesday morning, the first day of autumn 2015. How about that, huh? Now it's time when you start to think about things that happen in the autumn. What happens in the autumn? Halloween happens in the autumn. Thanksgiving happens in the autumn. The leaves turn colors in the autumn. Not around here a whole lot, but although the tree next to my house did start to shed its little leaves. It's got these little tiny, I don't know what kind of tree it is.
Christmas time. Around our area, some of the trees turn.
Yeah,
leaves turn.
in January.
Really pretty.
72 degrees right now, and there is a 60% chance we'll see rain today. All right, so a few things in the news that we thought we'd throw into the discussion this morning. The Happy Birthday song. You can now sing Happy Birthday at your children's birthday party without fear of legal retribution. Of course, you're never really worried about that anyway, but movie people did. When you would hear Happy Birthday in a movie or a TV show, there had to be a check written to Warner Chappell, which was the copyright holder of the song Happy Birthday to You. But the publishing company has said it never sought fees from people singing the song at a party, just in the media. But nevertheless, and I don't have more details.
Restaurants do. I mean, you go to restaurants, and when they come out and sing Happy Birthday to You, they don't sing the Happy Birthday song because of the copyright. So they make up their own.
There you go.
You know, they're clapping.
Well, then somebody needs to get a royalty for that.
Yep.
But anyway, so let's see. Who was the judge? The ruling from Judge George King in California was the latest development in the 2013 lawsuit against Warner Chappell. The company reportedly has been collecting millions of dollars in licensing fees for the song. But now it turns out that it's going to be in public domain.
Nice.
Happy Birthday to You dates back to the late 1800s. When the melody was set to different words, according to court documents. The origins of the modern lyric, according to the documents, are less clear, but were first published in full in a 1911 book. In 1935, a company registered a copyright for 2 works entitled Happy Birthday to You. The documents state Warner Chappell Music eventually acquired the copyright in 1988 and has since been collecting royalties for the song. Wow.
Gosh.
Here's a funny piece of information. As a result, film and TV producers had 2 options: use a substitute, like He's a Jolly Good Fellow, or pay the licensing fees. Filmmaker Steve James chose to pay the licensing fees for his documentary Hoop Dreams. He paid $5,000 to include Happy Birthday to You in a scene. Wow.
Gosh, isn't that something?
Wow, $5,000.
Isn't that something?
Anyway. All right, speaking of copy, hey!
Luis, he's got his little vehicle.
You're not putting
there.
up a wreath already, are you? No, it's too early for a wreath. Oh, he's cleaning things.
I see. We got a wasp nest down here.
Louis, I love Louis I love when I see you out there putting up the wreath. That's about two months from now, right? Yeah. All right, here. How about this story? And this is the one we started disagreeing on earlier. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, also known as PETA, P-E-T-A. Yep. Has sued to give a monkey the right to its selfie photograph. How do you say macaque?
That sounds right to
me. A macaque monkey who took a now famous selfie photograph should be declared the copyright owner of the photos rather than the nature photographer who positioned the camera. This according to animal rights activists with PETA. That's in a lawsuit that was filed yesterday. Mm-hmm. The lawsuit was filed in federal court in San Francisco by PETA. It seeks a court order allowing PETA to administer all proceeds from the photos for the benefit of the monkey, which it identified as a 6-year-old monkey named Naruto.
Okay.
They want the money to also go to other crested macaques living in a reserve in the Indonesian island of Sulawesi.
Okay.
Sulawesi. The photos were taken during a 2011 trip to Sulawesi by British nature photographer David Slater through San Francisco-based self-publishing company Blurb. Hello, Louis. Louis, I am your father. He's right outside the speaker.
I know. He's so
I don't know
great.
what he's doing. All right.
He's way up tall by the WOCA sign on the outside. Maybe he's going to test it.
No photos have been widely distributed elsewhere by outlets, including Wikipedia. But they did publish the photos in a book called Wildlife Personalities that includes the monkey selfie. Mm-hmm. The monkey selfie.
And that's what they title it, the monkey
Slater, who is exploring legal action against some of those outlets, said he was very saddened by PETA's lawsuit because he considers himself an advocate of animal rights. Last year, U.S. Copyright Office issued an updated compendium of its policies, including I don't know what the word compendium, I'll just pretend I know what the word means. Including a section stipulating that it would register copyrights only for works produced by human beings. Mm-hmm. It specified that works produced by animals, whether a photo taken by a monkey or a painting by an elephant, would not qualify.
Yeah, and they do paintings by elephants up in Williston.
However, Jeffrey Kerr, a lawyer with PETA, said the Copyright Office policy is only an opinion, and that the U.S. Copyright Act itself does not contain language limiting copyrights to humans.
Why did he want the monkey to take a selfie? Couldn't he just take a photograph of the monkey? And, how come he wanted...
Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, what's wrong with that? That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Sounds like something I would do. Give the monkey the camera.
Yeah.
See if he'll take a selfie.
Right.
Boom, he does. Oh, gosh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, right.
Now I take my camera back to my computer. I upload it to whoever. Uh-huh. And yeah, it's people going to say, oh, I'd like a copy of that. Oh, sure, that'll be 25 cents or whatever they charge for it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, but the monkey gets the money? What do you think about this? So you feel, Robin, you're on PETA's side with this thing. You think the photographer shouldn't get the copyright because the monkey took the picture.
Right, exactly. Because whenever you go to those portrait studios and things like that, they'll give you the pictures, you pay for the pictures and all, but they always keep the negatives because they say that they own the copyright. So
this is and you're right, this is the way it is in the world of human beings. And I know this from the music world and I know this from the photography world. If a photographer is hired to take a picture, like let's say I would love to ask the Star Banner photographers.
Oh, yeah.
When they take a picture, does the Star Banner own the copyright to the picture?
I believe they do because we were looking for photographs one day, and one of the photographers, I don't know if it was Dave or who it was, but they told us that as long as the photographs are published in the paper, the person, can have them. But if they're just in the archives and they're not released in the paper for the public, you can't buy those photographs.
So if Dave Schlenker goes to the zoo and he hands his camera to a monkey, And he says to the monkey, take a picture of yourself, or take a picture of anything.
Yeah.
Anything at all.
Right.
You push the button, it no longer belongs to me nor the Star Banner. It belongs to you.
That's right. The monkey's not a work for hire.
But wait, okay, neither am I. But if I'm in the zoo,
yeah,
and Dave is in the zoo,
yes,
and I'm walking past eating my peanuts, and I say, "Hey, Dave." He said, "Oh, Larry, would you take a picture of my family and me standing by the monkey cage?"
Yeah.
Sure, no problem. Snap. Okay, I took the picture. You mean to tell me I own that picture?
I would think so.
Well,
technically.
that doesn't even make sense.
I know, but technically it does.
Well, yeah, but you know, Peter's not going to come and defend me.
No.
Nobody's going to come.
No, that's right.
Just let Larry go. Just let him eat his peanuts and get out of here.
That's right. That's right. But you put an animal in the mix, everybody's all over the animals.
But you are too. It sounds like you're in favor of.
Well, because the monkey took the picture. The monkey. I mean, you know, the camera didn't belong to the monkey.
So you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me you're out there, Robin?
Yes.
And you ask a monkey to take your picture.
Yeah.
And the monkey obliges.
Yes.
And your picture sells 1 million copies.
Yeah.
You don't get any of that money? The monkey gets the money?
The monkey gets the money.
Well, I'm not giving my camera to any monkey.
And if you notice, every time I post a photo on my site that's not mine, I always give photographer credit.
Yeah, because yeah.
You know?
Well, that's different. I mean, you could say the monkey took the picture. In fact, I would. I'd brag about it. I would say, look, a macaque monkey.
Yeah.
Took this picture.
Yeah, but he owns it's not your picture, so you shouldn't get money for something that you didn't do. It's not your picture. You didn't take it.
So who gets the money when an elephant does a painting?
Now there you go.
The elephant?
It should be the elephant, but I think the people in Williston get the money.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute now. So if I get a recording of a bird singing a song.
Yes.
The bird owns the copyright to that song? I can't get a royalty for my recording?
Well, you did the recording though, so that's different.
Who's singing the song?
That's different. The bird's singing the song.
Oh.
But you're doing the recording.
From the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The Pope heads to the White House this morning for remarks on the White House lawn and a face-to-face with President Obama. Some 15,000 expected at the arrival ceremony.
People were lined up to get wanded down by TSA.